Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Mike from stethoscopesreview.com. Hey, I want to talk to you today about some ways that you can label your stethoscope and a real easy tag that you can buy online to do that, especially if you own a Littmann stethoscope. So we all know if you work in the healthcare setting, there's a lot of stethoscopes laying around. Frequently they look the same. You set yours down, it gets picked up, and it walks off with somebody else. You need to have a way that you can identify your stethoscope easily, and this is going to be one way and one purchase that you can get for pretty affordable that will allow you to label your stethoscope and help ensure that it gets back to you at the end of the day. So what I'm going to show you today and show you how to put on is going to be the Littmann rubber stethoscope ID tag, which retails from anywhere between about $5 and $10 depending on where you're shopping, and allows you to put on either a handwritten label, or in some cases you can even get an engraved label to place on there as well. So let's take a look up close and I'll show you guys how you install that and how you can label your stethoscope. Alright everybody, so you've made the decision and you've purchased a nice stethoscope and you've got yourself a brand new Littmann. You want to somehow identify this so that people know it's yours and so it doesn't get mistakenly thrown away, walked away with, etc. These things happen. So you can get one of these really nice Littmann name tag setups to put on your new stethoscope. So this comes with a little rubber collar, and then you have two options of nameplates that you can put on there. The package comes with instructions to show you how to put it on. And so let's bust this open and I'll show it to you in a little bit closer detail here. So you've got this nice rubber collar, okay, it's soft and pliable, and it has these little arms on it which have some locking teeth on there. Kind of reminds you what you might find with like a zip tie concept. And so what happens is these get bent around your tubing like so, and then on the inside of here, if you can see these little notches here, it's a little loop that this goes through and then latches into, and you can kind of see it right there too, this little part right up here. So pretty simple design, you don't need any tools to install it. You got two options for your nameplates that you can choose from. There's a option that allows you to write on it with like a permanent marker, which I recommend you use like a Sharpie or something to that effect, because if you use a gel ink pen, anything that bleeds really easily, the first time you go to wipe the stethoscope or wipe down your nameplate, etc., it's going to smear or smudge or even just skin oils. So I really do recommend a good permanent marker if you're going to write on this. And what these nameplates do is they just have a adhesive backing on them. As you can see here on the front of the nameplate, you've got a little space where these just slot into, and then you just press them down after you've got that adhesive backing off, and it will stay nice and stationary in there and display your name. The other option you've got for your tag is they send you this little metallic version. Same idea, adhesive backing on there, but this one you could actually get engraved if you wanted to be really fancy and have an engraved name tag on your stethoscope. So you can take this to your local engraving shop, just have them put it on there. 3M's also kind enough too, they give a URL on the back of this document that comes with it that gives you a list of places that you can send to have that engraving done as well. So you got some really cool options with that, and certainly a great gift option for a lot of people too, for a loved one if you want to get them something nice to help identify their stethoscope. Let's show you really quickly though how we get this put on the stethoscope. So this is the Cardiology 3 headset. And I've got here is another Littmann version as well that's got the more traditional just U shape on there. Okay, this name tag plate is usable on both of these versions of stethoscopes, okay? It's not just for one or the other. You can use it on both and it'll latch on there just the same. So I'm going to show you here on the cardiology model. So you see it's got a gap here in the middle of the tag. That's going to slip over this part of your stethoscope, okay? So we're going to end up seating it right onto this area. So you want to get your headset facing the right direction so that you got it facing outwards. You slip it down over the midsection. Just go ahead and press it down so it's seated. Okay, so then we've got the nameplate section facing forward. The back half of the tag is wrapped around to the back of the stethoscope. And now we've got these two little arms that are hanging over here. Okay, and these are pretty rigid at first, and that's a good thing because you do want these to seat and latch really well once you slide them in there. So all you need to do is line up the little tiny plastic receiver, which you can just barely see there in the camera and the lighting, and you just fold this around and get it started going through that little slot. Okay, so now you're looking just like this. Let's wait for the camera to focus, and then you just keep pressing it forward, and it's going to slide into that space, and then that tooth is going to grab and it's going to be latched in there. Okay, so now we've done that side, so it's wrapped around right here and it's tucked into that little latching area, and then you're going to do the same thing on this side. Again, it's got a little click there as we pressed it in. And now that's nicely seated on there, and it's not going to come off easily. It still stretches apart. But you got this nice wraparound, secure name tag that does not come off easily, and being a rubber material is easily wiped down between patient uses so that this stays nice and clean for you and germ free. So now that we've got that on there, all you would have to do is just pull that backing off, go ahead and seat this label down into that little slot on the front of there, and you've got yourself a nicely labeled stethoscope. And the process is exactly the same if you do it on this version. You just pull, you would have this assembly, you just seat it down in the U, wrap those tags around. And this one has thinner tubes, so you're going to want to press it in just a little bit further when you're latching those little arms into the receiver, just so it clicks down. So I hope this has been helpful. This is a little demo of the Littmann stethoscope name tag system. Again, this is Mike from stethoscopesreview.com, and if you check out the link below, you can find a link where I do the full review on these name tags, as well as a link to where you can purchase these for your stethoscope. I hope this has been helpful and that you have a great day. Thanks so much.